This is the Ryobi Compact Router. I've been using it for well over a year, and while it has become one of my most used woodworking tools, I've run into a couple issues that almost make me want to replace it. I loved this tool when I bought it for quick roundovers and cordless convenience, but as I've continued to use it, I've found some flaws. I'll show you what I love about this tool, what issues I ran into, and what options there are to improve it. This should be helpful for anyone interested in purchasing a Ryobi cordless router, even the newer ONE Plus HP Brushless option, or anyone who already owns this model and wants to get the most out of it. One thing worth mentioning up front, I've actually owned two of these routers, one that I purchased used and the second one that I bought new, and both had similar issues, so I don't simply think I ended up with a defective tool. Starting with the good before getting to the bad, I've used corded routers like this bulky DeWalt and other laminate trimmers before. They work well but are considerably heavier and you need to constantly pay attention to the cord. Yeah, this DeWalt's over 7 pounds with the cord. So when I first got this Ryobi, I was very happy with the size, weight, and power for quick roundovers, chamfers, or using it to flush trim edge banding. Very easy to change bits and adjust the height with the micro adjust features. As a quick roundover tool for basic projects, it's fantastic. And that's before even mentioning the price. At under $100, and as a tool they seem to throw in with free battery deals, it's a great value. It comes with a vacuum port attachment that fits the common 1.5 inch size and smaller hoses inside. Being a router, it can still blow chips, but with the vacuum hooked up, it helps keep the shop clean. I also tend to use the vacuum attachment as a handle. With the high 30,000 RPM, this thing is power hungry. It goes through 2 amp hour batteries pretty quickly, so I try to use my larger 4 or 6 amp hour batteries with this tool. Now for the bad. I really have two main complaints with this router, the height adjustment system and the overall power and vibration. Issue number one is the height adjustment system. That micro adjust feature, which makes adjusting the height quick and easy, also creates some complications. There's some play in this adjustment, so I would often get my roundover bit set right. Then after a handful of passes, I was leaving a cut line where the bit started to cut deeper. For most projects, this is easy to sand, but clearly not ideal. Now you can adjust the tightness of this using this Allen screw, tightening that up so it doesn't move. Now the micro adjust feature won't move or adjust properly when the lock is released. It rotates, but only with the clearance or play in the threads. It firms up at each end and doesn't want to adjust freely. I've adjusted the screw to adjust the locking lever time and time again, and I'm unable to get it to function as intended. Either the plate and height are tight and the micro adjust feature won't rotate, or the micro adjust rotates, but the plate and router bit height moves slightly when in use. Issue number two is power and vibration. Obviously, for a compact router, this won't compete with a full-size router. I understand that multiple lighter passes are part of the game and that you have to work with the grain and the tool to get the best results. But there are two resulting issues from the low power. One, I'm unable to make nice, clean, straight cuts with an edge guide. They just come out slightly rough and not as professional as I want. And two, tool vibration. When this tool starts to vibrate or chatter, the speed adjustment moves on its own, lowering the speed level from a 6 down to a 2. So then I have to adjust my hand position to hold the speed at the highest level. This is extremely frustrating and prevents me from holding and using the tool properly. So what are the possible solutions? First, there's a Ryobi Edge battery, which is tabless and should provide a noticeable bump in performance. I would stick with the 4 amp hour battery. They did recently come out with 8 and 12 amp hour Edge batteries, but I suspect those would make the tool quite top heavy. Second, while my bits aren't worn out, they are from an affordable skill set. Upgrading to higher end bits from Whiteside, Freud, or CMT could improve cut quality, although just a few bits would cost about what I paid for the entire skill set. Third, I could clean these bits. I've been routing a lot of UV pre-finished plywood, so pitch and resin buildup could definitely be contributing to some of the performance issues. Finally, Ryobi now offers a brushless compact router. I haven't pulled the trigger yet because it has been frequently out of stock and rarely goes on sale. It's also heavier, and I'm concerned I may run into some of the same adjustment issues with the micro adjust system. The brushless motor would almost certainly provide more power and longer run time though. At that point, I also have to consider whether it makes sense to switch brands entirely and look at other options from DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, or Metabo. So where do I land after more than a year of use? For quick roundovers, chamfers, edge banding, and general light-duty routing, I still think this is a very handy tool, especially when you can find one for under $100 or bundled in a battery promotion. The cordless convenience, compact size, and ease of use are still things I really like, but the height adjustment issue and the tendency for vibration to affect the speed setting have been ongoing frustrations. Those issues have me seriously considering either a newer brushless version or a router from another brand. If you've used this router, or especially the newer brushless model, let me know in the comments whether you've experienced the same issues and if you found any solutions. Also, if you have any other brand recommendations, let me know. As always, I hope this was helpful.